I'm going slow. It's
We
okay.
should have a few. Because I've only had this two.
This is bullshit.
Because I'm not having tall.
Fucking
All
Shadow of Doubt. What is this nonsense?
What? No, it's not nonsense.
What is this?
Should I?
The 6 Lies of the Fibbler. What the fuck? Jesus, our Savior. Who the fuck is that man? The Incredible Force of Joy.
Do you want orange or regular? Yeah, orange. Do you want ice?
Yeah.
This is not okay.
Hook you up.
Hey, Josiah.
Yeah.
So, what are we watching? Can you introduce us to this?
We're watching Bibleman.
Right. Go
Obvious. So we're going through the first 2 episodes now. They've never been released on DVD, unfortunately, so I couldn't get a hold of them. So someone was kind enough to upload them in HD on YouTube, and the first 2 episodes are the title for them is the first one is Big Big Book, the pilot episode for Bibleman, and then the second one is called Back to School. So that should give you a little hint of what's to come. I'm gonna start drinking.
on. Okay. It's already begun, so it's fine. So you're... So you two are fans of the Bibleman.
I'd say yeah.
Bibleman is the hero of my childhood.
Yeah. Like when I would watch Spider-Man, Batman animated series, Power Rangers, and then Bibleman.
See, I normally didn't have cable as a kid, so a lot of it was just watching Bibleman on repeat on VHS.
Yeah.
So I still have a few of them. Josiah and I watched a couple of them. Like
We went through
about a year ago.
a mini marathon.
A mini marathon, and now we're doing it again.
But we're gonna be more. We're gonna cover all of them. I spent $40 on Bibleman DVDs for this program, and I want you to remember that as we're watching.
And I spent $17 on booze for this event.
I spent $14 on booze. I just forgot to bring it. So.
Don't you suck.
Oh, randomly, I also have. I think this tastes like ass, but
Okay.
we got sangria too. If you guys want to try that. I didn't like it.
Sure.
We might need it. Let me just say, yes, Bibleman was alongside such classics as Indiana Jones, Star Wars, Hook, Jurassic Park, Batman animated series. That's the thing, is I was raised in a Christian household, but they also happen to have good taste. So I would get, Spider-Man by Sam Raimi, and then I'd go watch Defeating the Shadow of Doubt if it struck my fancy.
So going upwards in quality.
Everybody get ready for the Bibleman show.
So we watched Bibleman, episodes 1 through 4.
Yep.
Technically, episodes 0, and 1
and
through
2.
2, since the first 2 aren't canon.
Could you name them for us?
All right. The first one is called Big Big Book. That's the pilot episode. Second episode is called Back to School. The third episode is called The 6 Lies of the Fibbler. And then the fourth episode is Silencing the Gossip Queen.
So, Nathan, what is Bibleman?
Bibleman is essentially, it's sort of like Power Rangers for really sheltered Christian children, or just Christian children whose parents like to make it a little bit more fun than it would seem. So, Bibleman, he's this guy. In these first few episodes, he's just this random pastor, school teacher.
It's very ambiguous. He's helping out kids.
Who helps out kids, yeah. So really the kids are the focus of these first 4 episodes, which is very unfortunate, because Bibleman is the interesting character. But, they go through, various problems with childhood and growing up.
You were wrong, Chad. You shouldn't have told him everything was okay.
Dealing with lying and gossip and
Weed.
And rapists.
and heroin.
Heroin.
And Bibleman steps in and sort of helps guide them along the way. So he's not the focus. He's definitely a force to be reckoned with, but he's not the focus just yet. We're about to dive into it with these next few episodes. But starting off, he's very much just sort of in the background, helping out his children friends.
Like, for the first episode, you kind of... It's barely even brought up that guy is Bibleman.
But I will give it this. It does give the audience credit that it doesn't outright say that he's Bibleman. It's just the guy pops up.
Yeah.
And then Bibleman pops up.
Bibleman!
No, it does show the one transformation.
Yeah, that's why I said you kind of.
Look at Willie Aames. Look at that.
You know these children, Father, and you know their hearts. And I just thank you for their desire to be used by you. Father, I just pray for the words, your power, and your wisdom, so that I can help them to overcome their challenges.
What the fuck?
Oh!
Frank! And it cuts to commercial. So it gives you one hint, but it doesn't beat you over the head with it. I will give it that. It's the one positive.
I'm so fucking tired now.
That
was so much energy.
The songs drain you.
Oh no. 90s music videos. They don't make them like they used to. They do not make
Don't
them
you
like
love
they
that
used to.
effect where it's the
Yeah, it's good. I like
image
it.
behind it? It's almost like you're seeing it twice.
I've got a book!
They go on forever.
The music numbers in these first few are atrocious because why would you have children doing music numbers?
Because the youth group is...
I wonder how much of every episode is just music.
Over, like, about half.
It slowly decreases with these four, and then there's a huge drop off, so that there's really only one fairly short music number.
One, like, 3-minute one per episode?
Yeah, one that feels like a
most.
normal music video, more or less.
Not a youth group one.
Not a youth group one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we watched these and
Drank
Heavily.
as I see all the cans, and I see the cans in the kitchen, and
Yep.
boy, that was a fucking adventure.
Yeah.
So episode 1, big book, is shit. I wish I had like a thing that's like what the episode was about, because I was yelling through most of it.
It's pretty clear. So
Okay.
like Bibleman shows up and they're doing a show, and
No, fucking Miles shows up.
You were wrong, Chad.
That was great.
so Miles shows up and then he's helping these kids out, and he tells us basically the plot is they need to do a show, but they're doubting themselves.
They're very discouraged.
I don't think we're ready for this.
Is there perhaps a shadow of a doubt?
Almost.
Spoilers.
So he basically tells them a story about how he once prayed and it got a guy in prison where he was raped. And like that's his
go-to story.
That's his go-to story. He was sword fighting this guy named Dr. Decepto.
Okay, don't say sword fighting like that and then tell prison rape.
No, he was sword fighting.
No, he was
this guy.
legit. He was legit sword fighting with a sword and shield. Before he gets his lightsaber. As you can see, this, like I said, the series evolves over time.
And yes, we did say Bibleman gets a lightsaber. You do not mishear that.
I don't know how to explain it, but Bibleman becomes Christian Batman with a lightsaber.
Yeah.
I don't know why, just that stuff was popular.
It's fucking cool, that's why.
Yeah.
It is fucking cool. It's cool to see a guy with a lightsaber fighting guys with lightsabers. So, yeah, Sal, what did you think about Big Big Book? Like, was it everything you expected when we said Bibleman?
Yeah.
Like, it was like the depths of, wow, this is...
It's the fact that, like, Bibleman's barely in it. It's like, it's mostly the kids doing this show.
Thank you.
And Bibleman happens to be there.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so Super had a Bibleman joke in it. You wouldn't call that film The Holy Crusader because he's in it for like 5 minutes.
More importantly, you're the only ones who have remembered that it's more important to fight evil in all its forms, rather than just give in to Satan, because it's easier that way.
It's called Super. This is how this felt. It was like, he was there, yeah, but was he really?
Shit.
Like,
yeah.
It's like if they still call the Halo games Halo, but Halo's not there anymore.
It is in the end credits of 5.
The end credits of 5. The second one in the trilogy. Good fucking argument, Josiah. Good fucking argument.
Pick up the good book and give.
So she's talking about the good book, which is the Bible. So the point is, Big Big Book was pretty much everything you'd feared, and so we had to.
This has all of the flaws you would expect from a Bibleman show, plus some more.
Cool.
With none of the redeeming factors.
Because almost all the kids are awful except for Wesley.
There's Wesley.
Yeah.
Oh,
Michael B.
Same
Jordan.
acting.
Oh, if you notice, he's doing the same thing that Decepto did. It's a parallel to earlier, like how you see it's like poetry, it rhymes. You see, except for Wesley, who's this energetic young tween who can actually sing really good and plays the saxophone.
I don't think that was really him.
Whoa.
Like a year or two.
Dude,
Damn.
He's not
All
bad.
right, damn.
All right.
Wesley.
Wesley.
I will
I
too.
bet he's singing in a club somewhere.
But okay.
Shut up! It totally was.
It was.
It was Wesley.
Okay.
But also, I think the problem with this is that Willie Aames clearly doesn't give a shit.
You just might be right.
This is definitely before he gets invested.
Like he's playing Miles, and Miles is like this sitcom klutz who's like, "I hate it when that happens," and that's the catchphrase that he wants to pound into his
Says it
head.
like 3 times. The next episode never says it.
I hate it when that happens. I hate it when that happens. I hate it when that happens.
Oh, baby, it's triple!
Yep, it's because at this point, Willie Aames is like, "Hey, I'm a sitcom star, and this pastor who I'm friends with at this church wants me to film like for a week, so we can put together this 30-minute video for our church." I don't know how this got released.
Yeah, wow.
There's a reason it hasn't been re-released.
Still better than Kirk Cameron. So.
He is. Willie Aames clearly doesn't give a shit. He's in the old comedy mode. He hasn't evolved as an actor yet. And so it takes a while for him to step into the role in a way that's going to carry the series forward. Back to school.
Oh.
Come on, guys.
Are you fucking serious?
Come on, God. I love the colors. Very 90s.
Yeah, I like it. Next RV starring Robin Williams.
I was trying to suppress that.
There's Wesley.
Wesley!
I think we slowly see that happen in Back to School, where he starts playing down the comedy a little bit more.
Because of the kink a bit more. With
brings
the,
up the kick with the bondage scene, and
That's good.
yeah, there's lots of teeth gritting, and
Who's Madam Glitz.
and this big beefy dude that
I think-
ties him up.
Do you know who that is?
Who?
That's Willie Aames' wife at the time. I shit you not.
Oh, get fucking wrecked, bitch! I think
No. We find out in Fibbler that guy's name was Mr. Smiler,
That's right,
Oh,
Mr. Smiler.
yeah.
and he was just apparently working for.
So the thing is, every episode when they introduce the villain, it's like a jump scare.
Yes, because it's
I
horrifying.
don't think there was a time that we didn't scream when a villain showed up. Maybe episode 1.
Because they look so.
Like none more than Fibbler. I will say. Fibbler was the biggest jump.
Run, yes, run, my little buddy. Fun's about to start.
Holy fucking shit!
Let's wait for Fibbler.
But all of them were ugly as shit.
That's true, because they're all demons.
I mean,
Yes.
Sith corruption.
I would fuck the Gossip Queen.
Oh my god. Okay, so Back to School, it's pretty much like
It opens up more like a TV show.
yes,
It feels more like an actual show
yeah, less like
in the sense of shit 90s stuff.
yeah, it's a shit 90s stuff.
Like,
but-
because the first episode felt like a goddamn, like a motherfucking school play that someone filmed
yeah,
for some reason, and Willie Aames happened to be in it.
yeah, he just happened to be there.
This episode felt like it was an actual TV show episode.
And there was it was like there was stuff that happened off screen with Madam Glitz, and she had like surveillance in his home.
Yeah.
It was kind of rushed writing, I will say.
It was rushed writing.
Yeah.
Should have been a two-parter.
It should have been. Well, yeah. Well, maybe.
But we needed a prequel.
Yeah.
Was the thing. We needed the initial introduction of Miss Glitter because Bibleman had clearly encountered her before, having not needed to do any research into her, just intrinsically knowing.
yeah.
And the fact that she already had a house
So
set up and knew that he
so was she a
Bibleman.
demon? Because she seemed more like a person who just wanted everyone to pay.
I don't think so. I
I think she was a normal
I
person.
think she was just a normal person.
Because she didn't show any
That
supernatural.
got fucking trapped in, like, the Phantom Zone.
Yes, she did get put in the Phantom Zone.
God's wrath.
God's wrath.
What? Where's my prisoner?
Looking for me, Glitz? Psalm 127:1
Talk
says,
shit,
and
get
unless
hit."
the Lord builds the house, its builders labor in vain, and your house is about to fall.
But how did you do this?
I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
What?
Philippians 4:13.
What's happening?
The end.
That was great.
That episode was pretty simple. Bibleman, he's not an active character. He just prays, and then God loosens the ropes, and he turns into Bibleman, and she gets sucked into the TV.
Got him!
So obviously the writing is subpar.
Also, the pastor singing in the fucking bus.
Oh, Vince McMahon?
Vince McMahon.
Oh, yeah, Vince
Yeah.
McMahon.
Yeah, he's in this.
He's in this.
Who the fuck is this? He's probably the pastor. I guarantee you that's the pastor.
For a second, I thought it was Vince McMahon.
It was all.
Oh my gosh!
It's Vince McMahon! It's just, these first two are not good.
These first two are pretty garbage. Again, I grew up with Bibleman, but this is not the Bibleman I know.
Yeah, I remember having a VHS of Big Big Book, but you can tell how little that one was played and replayed.
Damn.
Like, I watched one scene, and that's Decepto, and that scene's, like, literally less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, I pretty much would just watch it for that.
And it's lame.
You can't win, Decepto!
That's what God thinks, lame-o.
Yeah, what was that one quote? God's probably looking up at heaven saying,
Nice lame-o show, kids.
and I agreed. I was like, yeah.
Then Williams is like...
is.
On the other hand, I don't ever recall having seen the word lame-o in the Bible before.
Oh my fucking God!
And I'm like, because when someone writes a book, they only put the words they know in it, and no others.
Of course.
So God doesn't know the word lame-o.
No.
Then he's not God.
Episode 3.
The Fibbler. Okay, this is when it starts to get more of what the formula is.
This is the true pilot for me.
This is the episode that gives me nightmares.
Run, yes, run, my little late one.
This is not okay. This needs to stop now.
It's pretty scary. It's probably scarier than most horror films I've seen.
It is scary. It's about weed.
Well, I wouldn't say it's about weed. It's about
weed is the devil's grass.
It's about a weed that is sprayed from the mouth of a pedophile who makes you lie, and he smells a rose. That's the scariest part, is the way he's like sitting in a corner and just smelling this rose and having an orgasm in front of these kids. Like,
see,
Bibleman.
So you see the first introduction of the Fiddler, the scariest introduction of all the villains so far, possibly of any villain in the history of cinema.
Yeah.
You see this little girl riding up on her bike to this house where
after this dance number.
After this dance number, these kids have been rehearsing for the show. This little girl shows up late, rides up onto the lawn, gets off her bike, and you see this panning shot following her to the house.
And then bam!
Then you get to a tree where there's this creepy pedophile like dry humping the tree. And, like, very clearly into it and invested in these children's lives. And he's like, I'm gonna fuck them all up. And it's like, oh my God.
And he says such lines as,
The master's gonna love you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Jesus Christ.
As he says love, he does the heart shape with his fingers.
and he's talking about Satan. And then he also says, like,
A tisket, a tasket, they're going to blow a gasket.
He's a very disturbing character.
You
Like,
can't fight for shit, though.
Oh, rats.
Gotta work on those memory verses more often.
he can't. He's the worst lightsaber duelist in the Star Wars.
He's
trilogy.
all wow factor and no, like, actual skill.
I will say, this is one of the cool moments where they start bringing in Bibleman's abilities to sense evil. As he is, discussing the show with these kids, he clearly senses something and looks
fucking
over
look he gives
and
them.
gives this super intense, like, think Griffith from Berserk, like, eyeing down the general with, like, this intensity of, like, I know what you did. He gives that look to the Fiddler, and it's like, holy shit.
Well, here's the thing: is that, like, so the Fiddler is trying to make this kid tell 6 lies, and it's revealed in the scene where the Fiddler is dry humping the side of the church as he's saying, "There's so much sadness in the room." It's revealed that the kids become friends, but his plan all along was to slowly break down the core of them, which is Ashley, who has a character arc over this. And then he breaks her down, and then he can get at the rest of the kids. There doesn't seem to be any other kids in this class, because we find out later Willie Aames
is also a teacher.
Yeah, he's a teacher.
Possibly of science.
Of science? It's interesting.
Yeah, I've never heard of a pastor science teacher, but it's a small town. So
Rich man. Ex-businessman.
Yeah. Oh, he had it all.
Fibbler is the introduction of Miles Peterson's tragic backstory of being a successful businessman who had everything: money, power, fame.
Yeah.
But then he lost everything, and this broken man on the ground just like cries out and finds a Bible.
Oh, the Bible!
Like, this is his new like totem in life.
Yeah.
So it's very, very inspiring.
Yeah, because and the best thing is it's very subtle. Like, you don't know what happened to him specifically. but it could have been a lot of things. And you can tell he just probably wanted to end his life.
You know what? Looking back on it, Glitter was probably someone from his pre-Bibleman days.
And she found out.
Yeah, like he was living in sin and debauchery, and like he brought her over. But she was like a sick fuck and like put up cameras everywhere.
Yeah, no, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
and so she leaked that to the press, and like there's just a lot of things that could happen to Miles Peterson. But the thing is that the point is the opening like succinctly puts it all together in a way that your imagination fills it in. Like Miles Peterson could have been like one of the worst, scummiest Donald Trump-like guys ever, but he found the Bible and it inspired him to change. With great power comes great responsibility, all that.
Yeah. So do you think if Trump had the Bible, he'd be Bibleman?
I think no. If he was brought low enough,
and then his business goes bankrupt, then we'll start to see that transformation,
and he might become Bibleman. He has. I mean,
most importantly, I brought my Bible.
I have great relationship with God.
So
episode 4.
So silencing the Gossip Queen, was that a step down from Fibbler or a step up?
Down.
I think it was down because Fibbler's a lot scarier. Gossip Queen's more just gross. She tries to seduce you in a song about a little gossip never hurt nobody.
Which, to be fair, banging body.
And she has Waluigi and Wario as her henchmen, and they have lightsabers, and they're much better than Fibbler. They're like extremely well trained.
And she was fucking Palpatine.
She had beams of bitterness, which have the equivalent power of Force lightning.
Soon I'll be rid of your vile beams of bitterness, and you're the one who'll feel horrible.
Oh, Bibleman! Such ungodly words for a man of strength.
Which I will say, one of the shots in Gossip Queen was very well done with the tracking chase scene. I thought that was really well done.
I was in the bathroom for that.
He jumps over a bench.
Yeah, we get some parkour going on.
Some parkour,
man. Like I will like everything about this series steadily improves as far as production goes. Like I would say, just writing for Queen of Gossip wasn't as good as Fiddler, but everything else was kind of an improvement because the fight scenes were better. And,
they were,
you know, there was some better editing.
Did you notice that fight was in a basketball court?
Well, he saw him at the school.
1, 2, 3.
So
it made sense. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
you never thought that a lightsaber duel in a basketball court would be that effective.
Highlight of my life.
You wouldn't dare! I'm a lady!
Yes, but the Bible warns against ladies like her.
So yes, that was the last thing they watched, and the plot of that one was just that she just gets people to spread gossip, and she gets it a lot farther than Fibbler does.
Yeah,
because it's escalation. Because Fibbler, at least he got one kid, but like Gossip Queen got all of them to turn against each other really briefly, at least.
And we do see that almost no other kid goes to the school.
Which makes me believe they all fell to darkness.
All those kids are already lost. That's why Bibleman is so focused on this one core group, because he has to save them as his last act of redemption.
Wait a minute. Hold it. Now let me get this straight. 1 minute you're all friends, and you're singing praises to the Lord. And the next you're tired of one another?
Yeah.
And really, this was essentially the Adam West period of Bibleman's Batman era. So we've ended Adam West, most of the poor quality and bad hamminess.
Whoa! It's Bibleman! I can't believe it! Believe it.
Hey, kids, how about a cheer for the Bible? A fantastic cheer for a fantastic book.
Is pretty much past us. We are entering the Tim Burton phase where it's still kind of weird, and there's definitely still hamminess, but it has definitely improved in terms of tone and everything.
There's a more unified vision, I think, coming up.
I think so.
Hopefully, since I've rewatched that one.
So what are the next 4 that we're watching? What are they called?
Okay, so the next 4, Defeating the Shadow of Doubt, and then The Incredible Force of Joy, The Fiendish Works of Dr. Fear, and then Conquering the Wrath of Rage.
Which is one of the holy shit best episodes.
Yes, it legitimately raises the stakes pretty damn high, I will say.
It is actually a very good, well, I'll talk about it later, but it's a very good commentary on violence in the media, I would say.
Lots of superhero shows jump on the bandwagon of deconstructing a hero who uses violence and how far they can go. And Bibleman hit it before a lot of other people.
That's true.
If anyone can notice it, these two love them some Bibleman.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's I'd say that there might be like an ounce of childhood nostalgia here that gets in the way. But, I can acknowledge that there's, some cheesiness and over-the-topness, and if you are not at all a Christian, this is not your shit at all.
I wonder why I'm not liking it.
So sure of themselves in their own little world. So sure that Bibleman will always have the answers. It's time for a wake-up call, folks. Say hello to...